Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking about the iPad 7th generation. This is the new one that came out this year in 2019. I'm using the 128 gig $429 tablet, and I also am using the Apple Pencil, which I'm using the first generation that came with it because I got this little bundle, as well as a smart keyboard. Now, I've never once used an Apple tablet, nor have I ever owned one, so this is really my first experience as well using this in my everyday life. So after 2 weeks of using it, I want to go over with my perspective if this is good enough to be used as a tablet or use it for a laptop replacement. And I gotta say, there's some good, there's some bad, but let's get into it. So the first thing I noticed when I opened the box and started using it was the design. Now, I also understand that this is a budget model starting at $329. And my only complaint though is that in 2019, when you have even other budget tablets or budget phones or anything coming out this year, they kind of have a little bit more of screen to body ratio, meaning the screen is bigger, less bezels. This one has a huge forehead, a huge chin. And I know that's kind of nitpicking, but that's my only complaint really. Everything else, the way it looks, the way it feels in the hand, the weight especially is something I like. It isn't horrible, so I would say for a budget model it's good. I still like the design in general. I just think, again, for a new tablet that's coming out in 2019, I don't know, maybe they could have done a little more. Now, what I do love the most is the colors. So Apple has changed the definition of space gray many times at this point, and we can all agree that the iPhone 5, that black space gray color, whatever they called it, still the best one to this day. But yeah, I really dig this. Okay, so now let's get really into it. So I have the tablet that costs $429. I have the Apple Pencil, first generation, and I also have the smart keyboard that's gonna run you $159. So you're looking at a total of about $690 plus tax. You're looking over $700 for this complete set here. What makes me nervous about that price point is you have other tablets that are coming out, and you also have other models of iPads out there that run up to that price. So you have to really justify really wanting to replace your laptop, as well as choosing this exact model to be your everyday tablet in comparison to other ones. Maybe you can find a cheaper one on Amazon that might be an iPad Pro. Maybe you can find an iPad Air for around the price. So that's really what I want to get at as well, is can you justify paying almost $700 for this complete set? But let's start off with the body. So with the body, again, as I mentioned already, we have an old design. You got the power button on top. You have the headphone jack. That's actually kind of a surprise considering a lot of companies are getting rid of that bad boy. On the side here, you have a 3-pin connector that Apple made so you can attach the smart keyboard. Who knows, maybe in the future they'll add other stuff to it, but knowing Apple, they probably won't. The biggest disappointment in the hardware is that it still uses Apple's Lightning port. I would only say that's a disappointment because a lot of companies are making USB-C the standard. I think they could have just added that if they wanted to attract maybe pro users, but unless you're a pro user, I don't think you're gonna get that. Now for the speakers, they come out from the side, they're stereo speakers. I don't think they're really that impressive. They do get really loud, which is good, but if you have your hand right on the side here, you're gonna cover them up. It is cool that they still have the fingerprint sensor. I actually don't mind it. We gotten really good with those, and I feel like we all forgot about that already. And you have your back-facing camera and your front-facing camera, and if you're actually someone that uses photos on your tablets, you're gonna be fine. You can FaceTime okay, everything's good. Now the screen on the iPad is running a 2160 by 1620 4:3 aspect ratio Retina display. So all those fancy numbers aside, what does that mean? What does that translate to in real use? One thing I do like about it, and actually this screen is my favorite part of the entire thing aside from the CPU, which I'll get into that later, is it actually offers you more screen real estate when you're reading, writing, browsing the web, watching videos, anything that requires some kind of viewing experience, you're gonna get that. Now this is me again being a little nitpicky, but I don't like that there isn't an OLED option. I have gotten so used to it, so I'll admit that I'm probably just a little spoiled with it. And I gotta say, like, it's not a horrible thing, but had Apple, I feel, offered an OLED or something around the lines of that in the 429 model, which is the one I have, I feel that would have been even more compelling to get other people who genuinely like stuff like that to pick this iPad, such as myself, but they don't. So that's just a little bummer, a little bit of a bummer. You can watch 1080p content on here, no 1440p, but again, not surprising for the price. So let's get into the battery life. So I took this out of the box, charged it up to 100%. I downloaded all of my apps, installed everything that I had on my account, and that took the battery from 100% down to 71%. That is impressive because typically when you install everything fresh, whether it be a cell phone or a tablet, it takes so much power out of your device. But knowing that this stopped at 71% really impressed me. And the good part is to medium usage for me, which is Netflix, Boomerang, YouTube, and some Lightroom, it took me 2 days to finally kill it. So that's 2.5 to 3 days of usage on my usage that this lasted me. Everyone's will vary, so it's gonna really depend on what you're doing on here, but the battery life on this is really impressive. Now the downfall for this though is sadly, when I used the charger that came with the tablet, it still took me from 6:50 p.m. to 10:45 p.m.-ish, almost 4 hours on the charger to fully charge the device. Now the good part about all this is you know that the battery's gonna last you all day, if not most of the day, and you have to charge maybe one time throughout the day. So just bring the charger just in case, but I can almost guarantee you guys that this is gonna last you all day. Alright, now let's get on to something I have mixed feelings about, which is the smart keyboard that Apple has for this. It hasn't been a horrible experience for me. I am coming from using a Galaxy Tab S6, and I'm also coming from generally just using my laptop for everyday usage. The typing is fine. I have no problem using this for typing. I love the key travel that it has. I do not like the delete button. It's really small, really in the top right corner. I kind of missed it quite a few times. It took me a little to adapt. But when I compare it to like the Galaxy Tabs, I prefer the Tab Smart Keyboard on there instead of this one. And I also don't really like the material that it comes with. I feel like if you give this to a kid who's clumsy, or if you yourself are just clumsy, I feel like you can easily stain this or mess this up. So you're definitely gonna wanna be careful with this, but I don't know, that's gonna depend on you and how you use it. So for writing, I've been using Notepad+, and that's where I've been doing most of my note writing if I had to do anything, aside from the Notes app that Apple has pre-installed. Now here's the thing, writing itself isn't horrible. I genuinely like the responsiveness of the Apple Pencil. The latency was fine, I enjoyed that. But, there's a big but here. I want you guys to close your eyes, okay? Imagine you're taking a test in class, and imagine you got that one kid on the side of the classroom writing on his iPad, and you hear this. I promise I was not exaggerating my typing. That is genuinely how I write, and I cannot stand the tapping. This is kind of an issue that only relates, I would say, to the Apple Pencil, just due to the material that it's made out of, especially the tip. I use the pencil that comes with the Tab S6, and I don't have that issue. Maybe the issue is a lot lessened because I have a matte screen protector on my device. But for this, I'm sorry, but that is honestly really annoying. But I don't know, I feel like everyone's gonna be really picky on that, depending if you're gonna care about something like that or not. My only concern about this is if you're using this tablet for school and you wanna start taking notes on your tablet, that tapping alone, and someone who's writing it, which is me, I don't like how that sounds. So I don't know, I gotta say that's up in the air. That's gonna depend on you, of course, as the user. Just know that, yeah, that exists. And last but not least, we got the Apple Pencil. So this has actually been really nice to use. I've never used this before. I've never held it in my hands either. So I gotta say, using it when I finally got it has been a nice experience. One thing I don't like about the design itself though, is one, I don't like the slipperiness of the pencil. Again, I don't know if that's just me though, but when I write a lot, I tend to re-grip the pencil a lot. I'm someone who genuinely likes skins on my devices, so if I could, I would skin this one. The other thing I like is how long the battery lasts. So again, I took this out of the box, used it for literally 5 days straight until I finally got the battery down to 20%. Now, that is going to depend on your usage as well. If you are an artist and use this consistently, I'm sure the battery's going to drain just a little bit faster than mine did, but I'm still very impressed by how long the battery will last. Now, I don't care who you are, and I don't care if you're an Apple rep, I'm sorry, but the charging has been the most frustrating part of this whole experience. I don't know why Apple thought inserting the pencil in the tablet alone like this is the proper way to charge this. This is the worst design I've seen. I'm sorry, but you cannot convince me otherwise. One little accident, one child running with this, or one child wanting to grab mommy's tablet and dropping it on the floor, and that's it. Your $100 pencil, gone. Now, I will say that the Apple Pencil 2 series does solve all these issues. The only problem is it's not supported on this iPad. So if you get this iPad, you're gonna have to use this pencil, which overall, again, I have nothing but good things to say, minus the slipperiness and minus the dumb charging. And finally, the best part about this, honestly guys, has to be the CPU and the power. I literally only use this for 2 weeks straight since I got it as my main tablet and everyday device. Never once has it hiccuped. Gaming has been great. Drawing on Procreate has been great. Watching videos, multitasking, browsing the web while I do research, and writing in Evernote at the same time. Nothing has ever once given me an issue, and that is of course thanks to the A10 chip that comes along with these iPads. I gotta hand it to Apple that their CPUs are great, and the longevity and how long these stay consistently powerful is superb. They're definitely on top, if not getting to the top part, but I gotta say still, overall for the budget of $329, the power is literally what you're paying for. So what's the verdict, right? So overall, who would buy this? Would I buy this? Would I want to spend this money? I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm in the middle. I'm leaning more towards no, only for one reason, which is, again, it just goes back to me being used to what I'm used to, which is I just genuinely do not like the display, meaning I want an OLED display in my devices. I know that's a dumb reason and a lot of you are not gonna care about that, but if you think about it, that is the only reason why I'm personally not buying it. If that's the only complaint, everything else has been great. Apple really made a really good budget laptop here. And when I say laptop, I mean it sincerely because I feel a lot of people can easily replace their laptops with this. The only problem goes back to any other reason, which is that you cannot use desktop class apps on here, but you still have apps that are powerful on here, such as Lightroom, Apple, Procreate, Photoshop. All those are available to you. And overall, guys, for $329, I'm honestly impressed with it, and if you're considering buying this as your new everyday tablet and device, this is the one to get. Alright, so thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Had I missed anything, or if I'm missing an app that I probably should have reviewed on this that would have made my experience even better, let me know down in the comments section. Maybe I can do that in a future video. And if you're new, welcome. Hopefully you subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. I'm thinking of doing another video on my tab for the next one, so keep an eye out for that one. But thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you dislike it, go ahead and give it a dislike. And I'll see you guys in the next video.